during a China-US youth baseball friendship match. An American player accidentally cut his finger. A Chinese player immediately offered him an adhesive bandage.
One of their players was nice enough to give me a bandage. Well, the only words I know in Mandarin is thank you, CC.
在场上虽然是对手，但我们场下能成为一个很好的朋友。
This cross-Pacific encounter is rooted in history. More than a century ago, the Kuliang Register recorded annual tennis tournaments in Kuliang,
where people from China, the United Kingdom, the United States, and other countries competed together.
More than a century later, Chinese and American youth met here once again. More than a century has passed.
Why did they still come to Kuliang?
In the spring of 1992,
an article entitled Kuliang was published.
It told the story of an American named Milton Gardner, who had spent his childhood in Kuliang. But after leaving China, he was never able to return for the rest of his life. In his final hours, he kept repeating one word, Kuliang, Kuliang. His wife had no idea where Kuliang was. While sorting through his belongings, she discovered several stamps bearing clear postmarks Kuliang, Fuzhou. The article was noticed by Xi Jinping, who was then secretary of the CPC Fuzhou Municipal Committee. He immediately invited Mrs. Gardner to China, helping fulfill her husband's lifelong wish. It also brought long-forgotten stories of friendship between the Chinese and American people back into the public eye.
So what stories unfolded on that mountain in Kuliang?
On July 1st, at the 2026 Friends of Kuliang Story Sharing Meeting, Kuliang Friends Ellen McCannis was there. Her family's connection with China began in 1940. That year, her father-in-law, Donald McCannis, was inspired by the first Chinese principal of Anglo-Chinese College, who traveled to the United States
to raise support for China's war of resistance against Japanese aggression.
He came to teach at the school. That 1 year in China left him with a deep and lasting affection for the country. He later joined the Flying Tigers, fighting side by side with the Chinese people against Japanese aggression.
它是飞虎队地下的眼睛，所以如果日本人往南走，他会用一个望远镜，告诉他们去哪儿多少。所以他的工作也不是很安全的工作，他前面的那个人被他们打死了。
In 2018,
Donald McCannis became the first American
whose name was inscribed on Fuzhou's memorial wall, dedicated to heroes from the Chinese people's war of resistance against Japanese aggression.
He was far from the only American drawn to Kuliang who went on to stand with the Chinese people in World War II.
Many others went on to join the Chinese people's fight against Japanese aggression. In 2025,
more names of American
had been added to the memorial wall. What Kuliang left them with was more than shared memories. It was the trust and friendship they built through daily interactions.
When war broke out,
the friendship led them to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Chinese people in the fight against fascism.
And the baby is my husband, because when he first came to Kuliang, a Kuliang mama brought him up the mountain. And so he grew up getting carried by a Chinese mother.
Donald McCannis' son, Peter McCannis, was born in Fuzhou. Later, Peter McCannis and Ellen McCannis named their two daughters, Aizhong and Aihua,
that together mean love China.
To collect more stories of American families connected with Kuliang, Ellen McCannis founded the group Kuliang Friends. Today, it brings together many American families who once lived in Kuliang. Their children and grandchildren have followed the stories passed down by their ancestors to come to China again.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
又过了1年了，有没有功夫叫我阿公？阿公你叫。
They come not only to revisit old friends, but also to introduce more young people to Kuliang to know this place and the friendship that has spanned the Pacific for more than a century. This year, nearly 400 young people from China and the United States gathered in Fuzhou. they walked along the paths of Kuliang, learning about the century-old ties between the two countries, gained a deeper understanding of China's development, and built friendships with Chinese students.
I don't have a very deep understanding of China and between China and other countries.
And the most important thing is for our two countries to have time, for the people to have time together. That when you spend time together, you can become friends much easier.
Students just come here for 2 weeks. Do you worry it's not?
And not enough?
Yes.
No, it's the beginning. And the ones who have 缘分 will keep coming. I've known one student named Max. And Max came with the Flying Tiger group summer camp last year. This year he's back. He's leading a group of 8 students because he was so touched. And he said the work is so meaningful.
I'd love to maybe in the future help with anything that's needed with the Kuliang events in the future, whether it's arranging flight plans for Americans to come over here or helping them with the visa process. It's just been fantastic.
The century-long bond with Kuliang is a story of friendly exchanges between the Chinese and US people.
From several families to generation after generation, what really remains in people's hearts is not only the great mountains and cloudscape of Kuliang. It is the encounters that crossed oceans and the friendship carried forward from generation to generation. Today, China and the United States are once again facing the future together.
Just as the Americans who once lived in Kuliang stood together with the Chinese people to fight fascism, ping-pong diplomacy opened the door between China and the United States.
Behind every important continuation of China-US friendship,
there are young people.
These stories of China-US youth exchanges will continue shaping how generations of Americans understand China, and when they face common challenges again, they will trust each other and move forward hand in hand. As long as the Pacific winds continue to blow across Kuliang, there will always be those who follow them here and write new China-US stories for a new era.